Oh no. Oh. Did he fix it at all? May as well take that one. Ooh. My internet hasn't died already, has it? No. Do I have any comments? Oh, you can actually have moderators now as well. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that. Oh well. If he did do any changes, and there's none there. Are you gonna do a face cam? I was planning on doing one, but my computer decided it didn't want me to have one because I'm using several 3D programs which are quite intensive, and my internet's quite bad, and so it warned me not to actually do my webcam because that would kind of push it too far, and so I can try, but it'll probably pause at some moment. Yeah, we can try doing that, but I can't imagine. I can't see it working for too long. What do I want? That is right. Yeah. If it does pause, just let me know, and I will probably have to stop it because otherwise it'll just be stopped, kind of frozen. Nice to see you streaming lately. Keep up the good, presumably keep good work. Yeah, I plan on doing more streams. It's just my internet's pretty shit, so I can't really do many because it keeps cutting out. When you started motion graphics, how did you learn? I learned by doing, basically. I looked at tutorials, I practiced a lot, and eventually I got the hang of things. It was hard to learn, but yeah. Oh, that hasn't stopped, but it's changed size, which is weird. And now, what are you doing? Ooh. My webcam keeps flashing at me, but we'll keep going for now. Yeah, I looked at tutorials and I tried to learn that way, and every time I saw a new feature I looked up how to use it and just kept going. How long have you been doing motion graphics? I've been doing graphic-y type things for years, kind of Photoshop and everything, and then I've been doing motion graphics for just over a year now, maybe. I could have learnt faster than I have, but been doing other things with my life as well, which has kind of taken priority. What am I looking for? Probably, even when I find it, it'll be the wrong tool. But tell you a little bit about this. Currently doing a bit of uni work, and I'm trying to learn how to use ZBrush for a bit of finer detail in models, to kind of add that little bit extra. But this is definitely a program which you have to do a lot of kind of teaching of yourself, especially because there aren't too many tutorials out there, which might be a hint for some people to do some. But I am completely lost, so I'll just use a standard tool and sub. Ooh. Oh, you can just drag outside. Presumably you can't cut like that though. I want to kind of cut into it, so maybe a slash. Ooh, that's weird. Maybe I should do the other project I have to do rather than this one, because you will probably get bored of this because I don't know what I'm doing really, so I'm kind of playing around a lot. But if anyone's used this program before and you know how to cut out objects, then I'd be very kind of, it would help me out a lot. Update automatically. It started pausing. Yeah, it might be like my internet lately has been actually dying like every sort of 15-20 minutes, which is an absolute pain. Yeah, I'm not gonna do ZBrush yet, but I can show you kind of what I've been working on, if you're interested at all. I can load up some stuff. The bow is pretty cool. I think this one's the best. Yeah, this is my bow, which if you zoom in has all this pretty cool detail all over it, and has all these little details here which look pretty cool. Can you show us a little bit of uni, what work you do? I'm showing you now. This is what I do at uni. This is a project, but this is a project that we're working in a group to create a kind of cinematic, and none of us have used ZBrush before. So this is like a new learning experience for me. So yeah, just if you just keep watching the stream, you kind of see what I'm doing at uni, but I'm going to stop doing some uni work in a moment because I've been in uni since, I don't know, it must be about, I left my house at 1 and now it's midnight, and I got back 2 hours ago, so I got back at 10 o'clock. And so I don't really want to be continuing uni work. I'll kind of show you another project I've got at the moment. Do you ever get bored making intros for people? Oh, of course. Like, every 5 intros I make, maybe I get really, really bored of them and want a break. And yeah, like every time I get bored, I know I'm not going to do my best work, so I just refuse to work for people. What else have we got? We've got the helmet. So this is another kind of model. Because we're doing a kind of medieval film theme, this is another model which I'm working on. It's nowhere near finished, but it's pretty cool. Do you hate doing intros for someone with only 100 subs or something? No, I don't care how many subs they have, because since I have a price which I charge, it doesn't matter if they have 100 or 100,000. They all pay the same amount. Just because I'm not that interested in a lot of them try and offer me kind of shout outs or sub boxes, and I just don't care for them. So I charge the same amount for however many subscribers they have, and so I don't really look. Like, the more subscribers they have, like the more picky they can kind of get, and kind of the more fussy they'll get, but at the same time they also have an understanding of what they want it to look like. The only problem with working with someone with, say, 50 or 100 subs is they quite often just say to me, make something that looks good, whereas someone with 100,000 has quite a strong idea of how they want it to look, which I much prefer, because it actually means I have something to work by. But this is a project I'm working on at the moment as well. This is for my brother, in fact. So this is another project which I don't mind working on for free, because it's within my own family, and he actually runs a nightclub in London. And their nightclub's hitting 3 years old now, and so he's kind of doing a promotional video, and he asked me to make a kind of animation to go at the start of it. So I saw this as quite a good opportunity to try out the Element 3D pack, and kind of working on something at the moment which hopefully he'll like. I probably know the answer, but do you hate having people ask for free? Because I do normal graphics and I hate it. I don't really care. It's like, I get so many people asking me for free work that it just doesn't bother me anymore, because I expect like every day to get like 10 messages asking for free stuff. So it's one of those things you just get used to. I mean, if I look if we look here, I mean, can you make us an intro? I'm starting, can you make me an intro? He's willing to pay. Can you do me a simple intro? That'll be for free. Can you make me an intro? You can just use your template. Can you be my editor? Do you want to do my clan an intro? It has to... That, like, I don't mind people asking for free, but as soon as they say, just send it to this email when you're done, not even going, can you please make me one? It'd be really nice of you. Someone's doing a combat training challenge channel and they want an intro. We are new movie and GFX team. Join our team. Can you make a new intro? Intro. And these are all from the past kind of 2 or 3 days. So I don't really care what they ask. What's the connection between you and FaZe Spratty? He's on my course at uni, so I know him through there. And yeah, he's a nice guy. He's one of my closest friends, and I'm living with him next year, which should be quite interesting, as we should both be streaming a lot and kind of having a laugh. So you should see a lot more videos containing both of us in the future, maybe. Right. What have we got? Okay, so I can't rotate that much. Graphics contest between you and Sprat. It would just be unfair because, like, he's alright, but I've been doing this now for quite a bit longer than he has. And so I can't imagine, like, even he'll admit, like, well, he won't be willing to admit it, but he will admit it that I'm probably better than him at kind of designy stuff, just because I've been doing it for so long. But feel free to try and get him to do it. I mean, it won't go well. I mean, I'm the one who makes like all his backgrounds and everything, so he won't bother trying. It'll just be a waste of his time. If you had to quit graphics in general, what job would you do? God, I don't know. Graphics will include like filming, photography, any kind of media, I presume. So, I don't know. Maybe teaching, but I don't really know what profession it would be. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. Because I've been doing this now, like, since like 3 or 4 years ago, I knew I was kind of going to do... Oh, I know what I'd probably be an architect. Maybe. I guess it's kind of media-y. But back when I was in 6th form and thinking about university, my original plan was to study architecture at university or even maths. And I don't know, like it definitely wouldn't have gone well. Like, I'm glad I did this because media is something I can't see myself getting bored of, whereas maths I definitely wouldn't have been good at, because I don't know, I get so bored of doing like the same kind of thing over and over. Then architecture, I think I would have enjoyed architecture, but drawing isn't really like my speciality. I used to be quite good at it, and I think with a bit more practice I would get better at it. But at the moment, like, I haven't drawn for so long that there's no chance I'll be as good as I was. I'm gonna render this out to see how it looks, but I can only imagine that this is going to be one hell of a long render time. Hey man. Let's go there. And whilst that's going, we shall check up on things. Strip for me, baby. No. Yeah, I still have my webcam, which is good. I was worried I wouldn't. Remember, if you have any questions you wish to ask, then you can either tweet at me or write it in this video. The video conversation is probably not the best, because I don't really see it that much. I don't think it updates. Twitter's probably the best, and if you make sure you follow me on there as well, you can keep up to date. I also have a Facebook page as well, and remember to subscribe to my channel. Do I have any other work I could show? Because I know a couple of you probably are interested in what I do at uni. I have a preview of how it might look, but it's only a hardware render, and it was mainly just angles, trying to see if it would actually sync up with the song, because our project at the moment is you design a game and you kind of do a cinematic for whatever you want and all that nice stuff. You can be whatever you like as long as it's based at Stonehenge, so we have a kind of Stonehenge model in here somewhere. Yeah, so what have I been asked? Are you friends with Rob Stellini in real life? I don't know him in real life, but I would say we're friends. I haven't really spoken to him much recently, but he's one of those guys I reckon if I met up we'd get along, so I would call ourselves friends, just not IRL friends. I think while it's rendering, you should do some simple tutorials, kind of exclusive for people who really watch and not just sub to you. If you have anything you wish for me to do a tutorial on, then I'd love to hear. Like, I don't have many tutorial ideas at the moment because there's nothing really that hasn't been kind of overdone, and I don't really want to be one of those designers who just tries to do a tutorial which has just been done before, just with me talking rather than someone else, because it kind of defeats the point of YouTube. Like, it's a community, it's not who can get more views than another person. But if you have any tutorials you wish to see, tweet them at me, then I'll be able to see them, and chances are that if I favorite it, then it's something I'm going to look back on later on and probably do a tutorial on it, just a way to remind myself that I need to do it. So yeah, just throw anything at me and I'll try and do it. If you've seen a video that you like a certain effect, then I might know how to do it, I might not. Like, I don't know everything about the program, so I might not know how to do it, but who knows. It's not going to take as long as I thought. Oh, what are you doing? Have you ever heard of Baker's Toots? I have. I used to watch them ages ago, but not anymore. Well, I was thinking like the last one you have done, and you're, oh yeah, I'll do a tutorial on that because that's something I didn't really want to upload. Because I've done something quite similar in the past, but yeah, I'll do that. Ian, you sound so smart today. Good voice day. It's probably because I've been to the pub. So it's late at night, so maybe voice is a bit deeper than usual. Yeah, I'll do a tutorial on that. Have you ever tried making gaming videos such as commentaries or montages? I've got several montages on my channel, but they're actually Halo because I'm a Halo guy, not a COD guy. Just because I prefer it. Been playing it for years, so yeah, I prefer it. Just because I'm better at it. Ian, mind showing us some basic espresso, some vague tutorials as far as I've found so far, as far as I've found them. I don't know the first thing about espresso really. The most advanced stuff I can really do is kind of linking things together so you can keyframe it better. In fact, I started a little project quite recently called Planets. What scene would it be? Might be this one. Yeah. And then you have a controller here, which if you're to scrub through, actually rotates all the planets, so you can play with that, and all the planets rotate in actual sync that they would do in the solar system. So by the time Earth rotates once, some of the closer ones rotate loads of times. That was really interesting. The espresso was quite simple for that. There you go. The range map is really useful. Basically, when I think Earth, which is the fourth one, or third even, yeah. So when it's at 0%, it rotates 0 degrees, and when it's at 100%, it rotates 360 degrees. Then the first planet, by the time the Earth rotates 360 degrees, this one rotates 1,500 times. And this was actually taken from actual data, so this is technically correct to how the planets actually move, which I think is pretty cool. Like, it's quite nerdy, but I studied physics at A level, so I guess there is a bit of fascination with space here, and I really liked how it turned out. I was meant to animate this and kind of texture it a bit better. I mean, I don't know how it looks at the moment. Yeah. Just quite plain, but it's pretty cool. It was a fun project to work on. This was just for fun. I mean, I was thinking how I could do it, and yeah, it was just easy when I worked out like all these percentages. Greetings from Mexico. Mexico. It's probably quite racist. I want to go to Mexico. I think it's probably got quite a bad reputation for drugs. Who said that? But yeah, I'd like to go. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, rendering's taking a bit longer. That's pretty cool. Yo, Ian, can you check out my channel now? No. No, I can't. And can you put out templates instead? Or instead of tutorials? No, because I want you to actually know how to do it rather than, actually just stealing work pretty much and not understanding how it works at all. How long have you been doing motion graphics, and have you studied it at college and uni? Started when I applied to university a couple of years ago. Then I studied photography at college, and I now do digital media at uni, but it doesn't really contain much motion graphics. It has a module in it next year, which I'm quite happy about, but I fear they're going to teach us the basics, so it might just be quite an easy module for me and be interesting to see what other people do. At the same time, it might be me helping out a lot of people, which I'm happy to do. Are you going to do a toot for this? Potentially. Is it weird that I'm fapping to this? It is quite weird, because there is a whole internet of naked women out there, which probably be better. But you know, whatever floats your boat. Oh, that could be quite fun. If, for fun, you can tweet at this girl here and say whatever you like, be as sexual, include my name if you want, but don't have, just have fun. I'll post her Twitter in the chat. She's a friend of mine, so have fun with it. What is it? Yeah, tell her she's hot or fit or whatever you like. And see if she gets weirded out at all. Just go crazy. And you do know my name's spelt with 2 I's, so it's not just 1 I. Do you think a Mac is better than a PC? I prefer like the layout of Macs compared to PCs, but it's just personal choice really. Do whatever you like. So someone asked for a tutorial on my latest intros, so I guess I could do that. If you haven't seen it, just check out my channel. So let's go. So I'm just going to use a cube for this. In fact, no. I'll kind of show you with logos and things. So I'm just going to insert, I think it is this logo. So if you don't know how to import logos, then I suggest looking at other tutorials. But this is the same logo I'm doing here. Oh, you did mention me. Do you have a PS3 or Xbox? I have an Xbox because I'm a Halo guy, but I don't really play it that much. Are you going to buy the new PS4 or the new Xbox? I probably will get the new Xbox at some point, but I don't know when. So, okay, back to this tutorial. It's clear you went to the pub. Not really, just I'm in a happy mood. Anyone want a free intro or $8? Don't tweet at me saying that because no one's going to be able to see it. She wants a D. Yeah, she does. So, when you're happy with the logo, you can make it whatever you like. This will be fine for now. Do you think Mac is better than PC? Just answered that, and I prefer Mac, but I think PCs are probably much better for value. So once you have your logo, if you have Nitroblast, go to Plugins, Nitroblast, and Nitroblast Main, and you'll get this menu here. Now I'm going to break it up into, let's say, 60 pieces, and just click Fracture. God, it's taking a while because I'm rendering in After Effects. So there we have our logo, and it looks a bit mucked up. That's because we want to go to this Phonog tag and change it to maybe 11, and maybe get rid of edge breaks. Ah! What are you doing? I've never used Cinema 4D with my tablet, so it'll be interesting. Aha, there we go. So let's just save and quit that, and hopefully this will speed up a bit when it finally closes, and we can get rid of the dynamics tag. And for what we're doing here, this will be fine. You might need to make sure that it renders out fine-ish. There's a few little errors, but when you do it, just make sure you just keep kind of breaking this up until you don't really have this kind of edge effect here, because this will kind of screw your render up. But for the actual tutorial, this will be fine. Does your college give you extra tools like Cinema 4D or AE or After Effects? As far as I'm concerned, the uni don't really give you too much. They might have connections and you can get the student price for things, but feel like it doesn't really matter. Like, professionals download it for free, unless they're working in a studio, because the studio needs a licensed copy. Element 3D is something I did buy, just because I quite liked it, and After Effects stuff I find is a bit harder to find kind of illegal versions of. So I bought that just because I wanted all the updates as soon as they came out and everything. Are you Chrome Designs' brother? Chances are I'm not, but who knows? Maybe his mom and my dad got together at some point, and maybe we are brothers, but we don't know it. So, I'm getting distracted from this tutorial every time. So, when you've broken it up, you want to select all your pieces. You could highlight them all. But another way to do it, I'll show you in a second, because we need to actually go to MoGraph and put in a fracture object first, so we actually have something to drag in. So if you right click on the dynamic bit here, God, it is weird working with this. Can I do it? No, it's not going to let me. So I'm going to use my mouse. If you right click on the dynamic bit and click select children, then holding down command, just click on dynamic, it'll uncheck that, but you'll have all of your pieces selected here. If you have multiple Nitroblast objects, you can actually go and search for dynamic. That way you can highlight all your dynamics, then select all the children, and then just deselect these, and when you go back here, you'll have every piece selected. Alternatively, you can just search for piece and find all them. So drag them into your fracture object, and then you can actually, oh look, it fixed itself. Then you can delete your Nitroblast object. So here we have our fracture object, and straight away we can just throw in a plane effector and it jumps up 100 centimeters, which isn't quite what we want. What we can do is change the scale to -1 and it disappears. So you can go to fall off, linear, and change it to Y. And that way when you drag it across, you get this kind of effect here, which is almost what I had in my intro, but it's actually rotated round. And then you just have it like this. So in my intro, one thing I could do now is if I just zero these out. What I also want to do is with the fracture object selected, go to MoGraph and random and change this to linear and X, and just like this one I want it to be rotated round 45 degrees. And then we can put both of these in a null object, and then we can keyframe the null object here at 0 and again at 40 with it dragged so the whole intro logo is selected. So now we have this kind of effect here. Will you ever make any 2D intros, idents or infographics in the future? I honestly don't know. Maybe I might do in the future, but at the moment I'm sticking with 3D until I know enough about it that I'm happy to go on to 2D as well, because I'm not particularly great with After Effects, so I don't really want to go into it before I'm happy with Cinema 4D. So now that we got this, we can actually play with some of the settings and kind of play around. So with the random effector, you can actually play with all these and kind of get a random look. We might need to go into the perspective so you can see what these all do. And the main thing I had in here was rotation, which I bumped up to something like this, so when it comes in you kind of get this look. And with the plane I actually had this on -2, I believe. Yeah, that was about right, but I had the position kind of miles over here and down, so when it played it all kind of appeared like this. And if you throw in a delay effector into the mix, just by putting a delay effector and setting it to spring, now when you play it you get this kind of look, and if you turn it down a tiny bit you get the kind of effect I had. So this was pretty much a scene. I mean, it was slightly different. Where is it? Might be this one. Yeah, so we'll just go outside of the camera. You can see, to begin with, everything's kind of down here and everything just kind of zooms up. So in my effectors I had the random didn't change the position at all, just changed the rotation slightly. The plane changed the scale from -2 to 1, so it starts off negative twice as big as it is, so it actually scales itself down followed by up, and the position is kind of down to the right, to the left of the logo, and it's all just keyframed so it comes up and looks pretty cool. So I was quite happy with the result of this one. and the render looks pretty cool. The lighting turned out really great as well, even though there's nothing really particularly difficult. The glow looked crap in Cinema 4D. A lot of post-production had to be done to kind of bring it out using the multi-pass images, so the glow's actually a multi-pass, and you can delete it, add it back in, and just use the glow in After Effects to change it all. Try adding a point deformer to the random. I want to see how bad it looks. Point deformers can be pretty cool. Don't have a go at them for their spelling. That's what I do. That's my thing. Point deformers are pretty cool. Where are we going? You can get some pretty interesting shapes, especially when you start putting it onto like noise. You can get these pretty crazy animations. Ah. Then why wouldn't you like the point deformer? Tits or ass, both, but I don't know. Every guy likes tits, but every time you walk behind a girl, what do you look at? I made an intro for someone he did not pay. It was stolen. Now he's using it. What should you do? You can complain to him, but there's not much you can do really. Just keep giving him like a bit of trouble. I was quite lucky that I had like quite I don't want to say famous, quite well-known people in the YouTube community, like James, because he could actually go in and tell them to pay me, and they kind of listened to him a bit. And what am I doing? No. I want to get some spheres, make them one. The hell did I just do? Drag. Oh, just. There we go. Ah! Oh, so your right clicks there, fine. I'm thinking about releasing a load of kind of like my experimental works. I think you guys might benefit from them. So I have that planet one I was on about. Then I have a whole folder of them. Some of them are me kind of finding tutorials that people have done and trying to replicate them without actually watching the tutorial at all, or maybe watching just a few minutes. So this was a pretty cool one, using the bool object to kind of make two letters into one. And that one I haven't really finished. That one's not anything. My iPhone, which I gave away ages ago. The hair with quote-unquote amazing lighting, apparently. So we'll see how this looks. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Does look pretty good. Yeah, I saw that plugin. I might have it installed, or did I not install it? I'm going to do that now. because I should have it just in my downloads. Is it that? Yeah. Do I just install? Yeah, it'll just be. It'll just be putting that there. Applications. Oh, I'm gonna have to use a mouse for this. No. Where am I putting it? There. No, it's a plugin, so plugin folder might be sensible. And then close, open again. Yeah, I can't. Where are we going? Here. This. One step ahead of you. Shrink it down a bit. Oh no. Then grab a circle, 2. Yeah, it's a sweet plugin. Oh, can you just do it in there? Oh, okay, don't even need the sweep knobs. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, and you can keyframe it. Oh, you can hide the spline as well. Size and twist. So technically I could put in a star, a classic star, not a gay pointy star. Shrink that down. Shrink it down a bit more. Can you please sing the song? No. I know everyone knows the lyrics, but I'm not singing it. How do you make an indent in Cinema 4D text like that? It looks like for everyone. Screw the tablet for Cinema 4D, especially when I'm going between programs. That can go over there. And I can just use my mouse. So this is the one he's on about. And I think it is. It should just be. You can insert anything, and under caps you just have none selected, and you can get that kind of effect. If you want a bit of thickness, you can go to simulate cloth and cloth NURBS, change the subdivisions to 0, and you can add a tiny bit of thickness and set it to parallel, and that way you get thickness all around it as well. It might not be how he did it, but this is a way that you can change whatever you like. His wave's probably destructive, which means once you've done it you can't change anything. So this is probably, I'm not saying it is better, but it probably is. It's the best way I can think anyway. So you could change it to that and it would be exactly the same. Mucks up a bit there, but I'm sure it's no biggie. Might be able to fix that with that. So that should be what you wanted. and to get everything inside, you would either have to place it. What did he have? Cogwheels. So you would just insert a cogwheel, extrude it, maybe put some fillet caps on and change it to like 0.2, and then just shrink it down. You might even be able to cheat this as well by putting this inside of a cloner. Yeah, that's right. And setting it to object and motext. Oh no, it needs to be editable, doesn't it? Yeah, that one you will probably have to do by hand. Hand. Voice keeps cutting out. Is that a pencil in your pocket? You're happy to see me. Oh, I don't have a pencil on me. So who knows? But yeah, I hope this kind of helped. And then you can just drag that in there, shrink it down a bit. Wonder if my video went up for Yaush, because he wanted to, but I don't know if it went up today. Oh yeah, look at that. There we are. And there's me. That's pretty funny. Yeah, that was the template I did recently. So yeah, back to this plugin, which is pretty cool. So I'll be honest, I can't see myself using this too much because I don't really know what I would use it for, but it's pretty cool. I mean, question about Element 3D. When I try and import a 3D logo from Cinema 4D, it doesn't come up. How do I make it appear? To make that, since it works with Cinema 4D fine, first of all you need to go to Edit, Preferences, Files down here, and make sure you click Save Polygons for Melange, or Melange. I don't know how to pronounce it, as Cinema 4D is a German file company, and so everything was probably first written in German and then translated, and this is probably one of their words, and I don't know what it means. But yeah, have that saved, then go to Merge Objects, Logo, center it, extrude it, then save it. Then you should, if everything goes right, I'll show you two ways to do this actually. First of all, make a new comp and a new solid, and go to Effect, Video Copilot Element, and Scene Setup, Import, Scene, and there you are. And it will be in there correctly, and you can click on, can you add bevel in? No, you might need to add the bevel in beforehand. Who knows, I'm not really going to look into it too much here. But yeah, that's one way to import it in, and that will come out fine. Should all be in there perfectly like you had it in Cinema 4D. Another way to do it is to open up your logo in Illustrator, like so, when it loads up. And just click Control A, and that will highlight all your lines. Go to Edit, Copy, then go back into After Effects, go to New Shape Layer. You can hide element for now. Go to Edit, Paste, and you'll have that there. Then in Element you can go to Custom Layers, Custom Masks, Shape Layer. Then in Element you can just go to Scene Setup and Extrude, and you'll have it there as well. And this will have your bevel, so you can go in here, bevel segments 1, and you will have everything in here perfectly. And that's a pretty good way to do it if you don't want to have to extrude everything in Cinema 4D, or if you don't have Cinema 4D, because you can extrude everything as you would here. This is how I did my I wonder how the actual thing came out. So it's a bit slow, but that's something I can just speed up in post. But looks pretty cool. The only thing I don't like is it's not got a floor, so I think I'm going to put that in there somewhere. But the actual logo looks pretty cool. And the flare I might have to change at some points, because here you wouldn't have it, but hopefully he won't look that much. He messaged me saying la la la. Yeah, it looks pretty epic. He'll judge it when he gets the final one. So yeah. Is this live now? No, it's not live. It's just a magical video which can answer all your questions. So yeah, there we go. That's 2 ways to import it. And you have your logo. And close that as well. Clear. If I send you the raw Cinema 4D template of my logo, could you do a cool edit of your choice and I'll pay you for it? If you just PM me on YouTube, I'll talk to you on there. I don't really want to do it in a live stream. What do you think of R13? Which version do you like the best? I started on R11, I believe it was, yeah, and moved on to R12 and R13. R13, in my opinion, is my favourite so far. It's also the one I've got all my plugins for, and so even though I have R14, I don't really use it that much. I mainly got it because of the sculpting feature, but I have ZBrush for that now, which I want to get to use. Who's the biggest YouTuber you've worked for? Probably FaZe. The biggest people I've worked for, but individual people, the biggest person I've worked for is Peter Kao. That was easily the biggest project I've done Do I have it? Oh, it'll be in my show reel. It is this one. Not that. This one was for Peter KO, which I believe he's using. That was the biggest intro I've done, and that took hours and hours of work to do. But just looking through to make sure. Yeah, my Yaoshuan, Optic, Saw, Phase, Peter KO, Obey. Yeah, I've done loads of work for big people. But I don't care who I work for. Like, it's nice getting that message. Like Darth, Dare, everyone's kind of messaged me, so it's cool having that opportunity. But I like helping out the smaller people as well. Da 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 da. Oh yeah, I saw this. I saw this a while ago, probably 3 or 4 months ago. It's pretty crazy. Oh, it's pretty small as well. Jesus. What have we got here? Yeah, it's cool. Render. Wave controls. Audio file. What have we got in my downloads recently? Do I have any songs in here? Yeah. Oh, that's probably a really long song. Oh, I should not have chosen. How long is the song? An hour and a half. No. It's going to take ages. Should not have chosen that. What do you think of people just putting 3D text without materials and a Lightroom? What is your favourite style of material? I like everything. I don't like people who on purposely... I'm just going to quit this. I don't like people who, let's say, grab some text. First of all, my big hate is people who use this text or without editing it at all use this text. Then for lighting, all they'll do is go and put in plain with luminance and maybe go crazy and throw it in a cloner, setting it to something like grid. And doing something like that. Then using global illumination. And then the big thing I also hate is people who will just throw it on, not knowing what this does, and throwing it up to high when they can easily put it on minimal for everything. And then they might go crazy and put a compositing tag on and just render it out like that, or like that, and think that looks really good. And then for a material, they'll put something like this on, and they won't put it to cubic, so they'll end up with something like that, and it won't look good because they need to put it to cubic. And the next step they've forgotten is this tiling is horrible, so they might put it onto seamless, and then they'll just get repeats, especially when they throw the tiles up, and you get these horrible textures, which will be easier to show on something like this. They get all these horrible textures here because they're not using high enough quality textures, they're not big enough, and they're setting the tiles to something horrible, whereas they need to do something even that's better, just because it's not tiling. But lighting's terrible just because they're using planes, or they'll just use the classic overhead softbox, and that'll do them because they think a softbox will light any scene. Okay, so here we have someone's logo. I actually like the logo. It's definitely just a symbol, but I don't know what it is. Maybe this has been added. I like it. Like, it's pretty cool. Ding-a-ding. The big mistake you've done here is this overlapping. You need to, in the text, you need to go to object and horizontal spacing and drag that in and out. I want this to be feedback. I have a whole series for feedback. Colours are quite nice. Lighting's alright, quite blown out over here. Texturing could be better, and I don't know if it's just a poor quality image or if there is some kind of artifacting there to do with something. And you've got this here, which I believe is your softbox, because you need to set it to not see my camera. But yeah, other than that, Jamie, where is it? Yeah, I like it. Quite a lot of Photoshop. You can do a lot in Cinema 4D, so experiment, have a bit of fun. You can get some really great results simply from Cinema 4D. First intro. Oh, my first ever tutorial. I have another series which might be a bit more helpful for you. It goes a bit more in depth. Oh, is that my... Have I lost internet? No. Oh, sweet. Ah. What can I do to make it look better? I think it's fine as it is. Just play around, like, without playing around with it. I don't really know how to improve it. Just experiment with loads of different things and you might get something pretty cool. Stop sending me stuff. I'm not here to give you feedback. Yeah, try and experiment with some different things. Like, a lot of these don't really work. I don't know if these are meant to be asteroids, but the lighting, it needs to be worked on as well. Someone asked me about UV mapping. That's something I don't really know how to do. I think body paint, UV edit. Ah! I'm gonna crash this time. There we are. I think that if you were to... Oh my god. This is probably due to me streaming. As far as like texturing and lighting goes, it's all just like a process of learning. Like, this one came out really well. Can you explain the prices for your work? I have it on my actual channel, as well as a blog which I've explained a bit about, so check there, because I'm not really in this to kind of chat about my actual work. So the texturing in this came out really well. Can you do a tutorial on the logo thing that has an orange outline? I presume all that is using splines, so for purposes' sake, it could be an end side, it could be a logo, whatever. And then just thrown into an extrude NURBS like that. Maybe had some caps. Then duplicate the end side and throw in maybe a circle with a radius, maybe 2. Then make a sweep NURBS and grab the end side in the circle and put them in. Then you can drag that out, and then we can go to luminance and make this more of a, well, I'll just do kind of reddy colour. Then go to glow, maybe inner strength 100, outer strength 200, radius of like 3 maybe. Put it on the sweep NURBS and you have your kind of orangey kind of outline. Then get something like this, just so the lighting's slightly better. Grab any sort of texture, throw it on, and you have a logo. Something like that. Then you can also go and throw something like some dirt on to kind of make it a bit more grungy. Maybe not that one though, because that one's crap. I don't really know why I have that texture pack anymore. Maybe something like this. Just so you get a bit of dirt in, then throw some cracks on underneath the dirt. Make it cubic but not tiled, and you have a simple crack. What's your favourite thing about making intros? Well, it's a hobby of mine, so I enjoy kind of experimenting with a load of things, and when it's a good result, really like kind of almost proud of how it turns out sometimes. The best thing about making intros is then being able to show other people, because you get to see their reaction and how they liked it, and it's the best way to get improvements. How long did it take you to get good at texturing and lighting? I find it the hardest thing to learn. I studied photography at A level and did a lot of studio lighting, because I worked in a studio, and I knew how like a spotlight would work and like how a normal light would affect it and things like that, and how like combining these so you kind of had, especially in like the Grayscale Gorilla kit, you had like a softbox here, and I knew kind of like if I put it over here with a tiny bit of like yellow in to give it some warmth, but put the brightness right down. Say if I had a sphere which was textured, what do I want? Maybe a white color. So say we had this here. It's too dark there, so you need a kind of fill light. How do you keep switching? I love you. Yeah. Sleep well. You made us an intro. Good works. Yeah, yours was fun because your logo was really. At first, I thought it was gonna be horrendous to kind of model that out, but you better be using it. Yeah. Yeah, your logo was really fun to do because it had so many different angles, and I actually got to experiment with a lot of different stuff, which was really fun. It appears it went down on my question similar results. What was your question? Jonathan Richer. Oh. Yeah, I keep getting distracted. What are you making? I'm not really making anything. I'm kind of just helping people out who might, who have like questions. So if there's an effect that you like, then I can help you out with something. Preferably not like texturing or lighting, because that's something that will take a while to do. I kind of want to like kind of go through loads of questions and like little effects which you might have seen before. You want to know how to do. If there's anything of mine that you want to see, bear in mind I don't really have too many projects actually on my computer at the moment. What was scene 1? Oh, was I trying to use V-Ray? No. Yeah, that was so cool. Such a cool little project. I have a load of things which I just don't really continue to do, which is a shame. What did my... Can you do depth of field in R14? Did you end live stream? No, I'm still streaming, I think. Should still be there. It might take a few seconds for it to come back. My internet might keep cutting out. At 1:15 he's using a tool. Uh, 1:15. Oh, I think I know exactly what tool you're on about. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I want. I think this might be body paint. Yeah, he just used body paint, which I think won't really work on my computer at the moment whilst I'm streaming, because that's the kind of thing my computer does. I swear I don't even know where the scene's gone. Pretty sure, yeah, it's none of them. Would have thought it'd be in here, but looks like I've saved it somewhere else and don't really know where. It's not there, and I presume it's not there. That's weird. Yeah, body paint's really, really outdated. It's one of those things where everyone kind of screams at them to change it, but they have so much else I need to do. So yeah, I'm going to look into that myself. And when I know how to use it, I'll do a tutorial. It's not something I want to learn and kind of do a tutorial before I actually know how to do it myself. Can you do depth of field in R14 with physical renderer? We can load up R14. Yeah, the stream will keep going down because my internet just struggles. I mean, if I was to do a test, it would probably get about 5 meg download and maybe 1 meg upload, which is not ideal for streaming. Otherwise, I'd be streaming on like Twitch, maybe even streaming some gaming at some point. But I mean, next year will be good because I'll have really quick internet because I'll be living in a different place, and because I'm living with Spratty next year, both of us would really need good internet because we both upload a lot. So we'll be going in on that and getting like 70 meg, which will have like 40 meg upload. If it worked at uni, I may even I would have just booked our room and worked there, but unfortunately it doesn't. So let's go in. Oh, is my mouse mucking up? So is someone home? I believe my housemate's on a night out with his course, so he's going to come back really drunk at some point. And since it's 1:30 in the morning, I'm expecting it to happen reasonably soon. So, what do you use Sublime Text Editor for? I never use it. I'm even going to get rid of it off here. No, just not open at login. Not show in Finder. I did use it once for coding, but I ended up using Dreamweaver instead. So let's find something that will look good. Might even use my planets one. We'll go for. Will you upload the streaming? It does it automatically when you finish. V-Ray Bridge is not found. That's fine. Oh, I'm gonna have to bloody turn Bluetooth on and off because my mouse is mucking up. When I use Frowsy to break something up, my texture no longer smooth across when it goes back together. That's quite a common problem. View, undo view, undo view, undo view, undo view. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, it does work. And okay, so let's go here. Maybe here. So depth of field in physical renderer. We have our render settings set to physical, which is quite lucky. Physical. Depth of field, turn on. Blurriness, subdivisions, you might want to put that up to 3. Let's get rid of the daylight for now because I have a strong feeling this will be quite a long render, and we'll turn off indirect illumination. Then, oh Jesus, I'm not used to using R14. So let's get our camera and bring the focus to, sweet. That's a really, really good feature they brought in there. So yeah, really good feature. So now I'm hoping that's that. So that'll be that object there. I can even. Yeah, alright. So now it should be focused there. And if we go to physical, we can change the f-stop down to maybe 4. And change the shutter speed to maybe a 15th of a second. And as long as the render... Ooh, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just doing progressive passes. Technically this should... Maybe it's not blurred enough. So we can bring the f-stop down to like 1. Render out. So this now will be blurred. And with each pass it should get more detailed. But we will actually change it from progressive to adaptive and render out. So it's a bit clearer what it's doing. So now you can see we have some depth of field in the background and we have it focused here. But we don't have to stop there. If we bring in let's create a physical sky. No. We'll actually, I won't have all my linear daylight and stuff. We'll create a infinite light and also a null object. Use a target to attach it to that null, and if we go out of our camera, we'll just position this somewhere over there, up here, down, and way back. What would be the best problem to fix a texture problem with Tarazi? I think you just got to change this tag here. Can I zoom in? Yeah. This tag here, if you change that to 11 down there, it should work, but it might not. Man, I just started up a channel now. Can you help me to do an intro? I have tutorials, but I will not make you one. And then, I won't have all my textures, which is annoying. But there are some in here. Metal. There's probably some really good ones, actually, which I haven't really thought about using. Let's get some Tuscan on all the planets. And then set you to cubic. Oh God. Now we can see how it looks. God, they love that song in mixes at the moment. You saw my name was Lallan. It's a pretty weird name, I'm not gonna lie. No, it's Ian, and a lot of people think that I at the start of my name is an L for some reason. They call me Lane, but it is Ian. So yeah, that looks pretty cool, but I want to stop it. Let's delete you all. Let's grab an area light and drag that on as well. Oh crap. And drag you kind of over here. And put some area shadows on you with inverse square. And I can probably get this even like to 0.3 and just completely blow out these this depth of field. Try and get some bokeh. But for that we need to depth of field and crank this up to like 6, 3, 5, 5. Shadow probably needs to be like 5. Custom medium maybe. Depth of motion blur will be interesting. Now this is gonna kill it, so I'll actually do a proper render. So I'll actually continue. Just a reminder for everyone, if you want to talk to me after the stream's ended, the best way to contact me is probably via Twitter. That's kind of checked a lot, so definitely go and follow me on there, and feel free to answer. Feel free to do whatever you like. Tweet at me, kind of spam me if you really want, but I won't really listen. This is going to take forever, so not for the stream. Motion blur off. How's that now? Still going to take a while. Let's put you down to low. So you can get some pretty cool depth of field in there. I mean, I'm not a giant fan of the physical renderer because it's pretty slow, but it is accurate. I mean, I really want to get like an absolute tank of a computer, so I can do kind of everything at a much faster pace, and it'll be helpful for you guys as well because it would speed up kind of tutorials, and kind of I can just throw everything out much faster. But that kind of thing's going to cost thousands of pounds, and unless I actually know I'm definitely doing this for a living, like a hobby for me isn't worth like 10 grand. It might pay itself off eventually, but until I'm in like a full-time job, I can't really see myself kind of throwing that kind of money out. Yes, some people have insane computers. Like, I think your one's pretty good. 4.8 gigahertz is crazy. Someone's just asked me, would you ever build your own PC and Mac? If so, would you stream it? If I was to build my own Mac, I'd probably just order it online. Like, I wouldn't order bits. Like, I may have gotten like another GPU, but I don't know. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, that's the kind of depth of field you get in physical. I mean, you can probably just do the same here. Just enable depth of field, put it to like 10. Ooh. And circle. No, octagon. And then get the camera and set the detail rear blur to like 200 maybe. It'll probably render faster. An Intel i3, yeah. I've got an Intel i7 in here, quad core one, but I'd love like a 16 core. Like, if I had just an unlimited supply of money, I'd probably get a Mac Pro. Like a 12 core. Something like this, like to have that kind of power would be crazy. It'd be like 3 times as fast as the one I had here, and like you can add like other things in. It would just be stupid. Like how much faster it'd be than this. Even though like this is a really, like for a laptop, this is really good. The Windows 8 touchscreen with 16 gig RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive. Yeah. So, I don't understand. Like, some people have those kind of computers, but what do you use it for? Like, do you do like intros, animations, or yeah, what do you do? Like, most of the money I make from this, I kind of almost put back into it. Like, a lot of the money I make goes on living here at uni, because I have to pay rent for this pretty big house, as well as electricity, gas, water, internet, phone bills, food. It all adds up to quite a lot, so you do have to pay. Yeah, some people have these massive computers and use them, but I know some people who like throw thousands of pounds into a computer and use it to write an essay, just because they have that kind of spare cash. just lying around, which is crazy. But yeah, if I was to build one, I would probably stream it. Well, maybe not stream it, but film it at all. Well, film and kind of document it. I think that'd be quite fun. Chances are I will do it. I will build my own after uni, so in a couple of years' time. I think that'd be pretty sweet. When I have some money saved up. I have a bit saved up at the moment, but not enough. And yeah, someone's just said, do you have a job, like in a pub or something? At the moment, the only job I have is this, kind of making animations and working on YouTube. Pays not insane, but it's enough to get me by, at least alongside all my loans, kind of the standard loans you get at uni. I used to work in a pub. I used to work in a chain of pubs called Weatherspoons. Worked in one back in Cambridge for a few months, but I managed to get pretty ill whilst I was working there and had to leave due to that, because there was no way I could work. And it was mainly during my year out between college and university, where I just wanted to earn a bit of money, so I had enough to kind of have a good time when I got to uni, and to keep myself busy. Yeah, that was pretty fun. My hearing's not the best, especially when I'm in a loud room. So working behind a bar in this giant pub, which had like live music and kind of massive speakers, I did have to ask a lot of people for their orders again, but a lot of the time they're pretty drunk, so they don't really care. Other than that, like jobs wise, when I was younger I had like a paper round, but that's nothing really to gloat about. And also I did this kind of tour guide job, which I've done for the past 3 years over summer, because when I go back home, I just kind of have a way to get money that way. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna screen grab that. We can play around with it. Yeah, that was probably the best job. So I've done that for 3 years now, and I'm probably gonna start again in a month's time if it's not utterly freezing. Because that's definitely the best paid job I've ever had in my life. That was something like 15 to 16 pounds an hour, plus a lot of tips. Normally about 5 to 6 quid in tips an hour as well. So you end up making a ton of money for something that really isn't that hard. It was pushing a boat down a river whilst giving like a historical tour about Cambridge. So if you're ever in Cambridge during summer or Easter, then go down to a place called Quayside and ask for me, and I should be working there, and you can come have a guided tour, which you might find quite fun. No other questions, and you're just still talking about your computers. that crack effect. No, I have to do it in that because I don't have. Cancel, close, no. That crack effect, which someone's just asked me for. Don't do it again, mouse. I'll just show you on this. Create whatever you want and break it up using whatever you like. Then all you have to do is put like a random effector on, and that's pretty much it. Like, just play with that until do something a bit like that. Then you might have a tiny bit of like offset there and a tiny bit of rotation, and then you kind of get something like that. Are you any good at RealFlow? Do some tutorials on that. No, I can't really use tutorial RealFlow at all. Also, MapGFX. A lot of it's to do with Photoshop, and that one you linked me especially, that's using like a new feature in CS6 called Oil Paint, which looks a bit like this, and you kind of get this kind of look, which is pretty cool. So you just add a tiny bit in like that, and you get this kind of fake kind of look like this. I don't know when they brought out oil paint, but it's reasonably new. At least they've only recently started like kind of bigging it up, or they've only recently made it decent. I think I did use it in CS5 actually, because I did it for, if I still have my pictures, what's that? Yeah. For bees? Is it that? No. I did one using oil paint, I swear. Testing it out. Oh, it's a plugin. Yeah, they've probably only recently put it as stock in the. You should do a dual live stream with Acres HD. He doesn't really do anything anymore. I retweet it, but yeah, definitely. Me and Windows are actually really good friends, so we do a load of shit together. Yeah, it's definitely gonna happen. Alright, see you later, mate. I'm gonna stop soon anyway. It's 2 AM. Jesus Christ. I need a drink. Have I ever worked for companies outside of YouTube? Yeah. Sort of. No one really big. I did one for like a websitey type thing. This one, World of Esports. That's a website. That's not a YouTube thing. Done a few things, but obviously because I'm based on YouTube, I get people from YouTube asking me. Someone asked me to help them with an app they were designing, but I didn't have the time at the moment, and they wanted me to do it for free, which I would have done, I think. But I was so busy at the time that I couldn't. No joke, they reply to tweets for real, Ian. I don't believe they will reply. They do reply, but like, I'm decent-ish at motion graphics. Like, I'm nothing special, especially compared to professionals. So I'm not really at that level where a giant company like Windows will suddenly follow me, or get me to help. But I'm hoping that I can work at like the BBC or something, working for them, get some sort of internship, because I think that'd be awesome. Where are we going? My aim was to actually get some music playing for you so you could actually hear some music, but it didn't want to work. But anyway, what's going on? I'm going to end the stream there, but as I said, any questions you wish for me to answer, I can answer via Twitter. And yeah, I will be doing more streams. It's mainly whenever I've done a load of uni work during the day and I can't be bothered to do any more, or I just have a bit of free time and I think not like going out or anything. But yeah, I'm aiming to do kind of one a week-ish, but it could be more, could be less. But I always kind of tweet out before I do one, and in future I might I'm not going to upload a video saying I'm doing it. So yeah, quickly, what am I studying? It's called Digital Media Production, but yeah, not the world's greatest course. You don't really learn anything about design, which sucks. Next year should be good, and we got one module this year, which is awesome. But yeah, it's getting late and I'm really thirsty and I just want to lie in bed and watch some TV show. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone, and remember, just follow me on Twitter. Remember to subscribe if you have not already, and ask me anything you like whenever you like. But yeah, see you later everyone. It's been fun.